Hussein is the lantern of guidance and the ship to salvation, and the ship to salvation. الحسين مصباح الهدى وسفينة النجاة.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu salamu ala Rasulih al-Kareem. Wa ala ahli bayt al-tayyibin al-tahirin al-ma'sumin al-muntajibin. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome to the Muharram Women podcast from the Lantern of Light. In these sacred nights, we don't just mourn the tragedy of Karbala, we reflect, we awaken, we search for the light that carried the women of Karbala through unimaginable pain. So today we ask ourselves, how did Sayyida Zainab, Salaam alayhi, Sayyida Kulsum, Lady Rubab, remain so rooted, so composed, not in despair, but in divine certitude? And so today I'd like to shed a few understanding and philosophy of through the Quran. From the traditions we hear during these 10 nights, we witness incredible traits of Sayyida Zainab, steadfastness, the eloquence, the unshakable in the court of Yazid, speaking with truth without trembling as a woman and as a leader at that time. And so Sayyida Kulsum, Salaam alayhi, the calm, dignified, deeply insightful, able to speak to the masses with prophetic voice. How's that possible? Lady Rubab, broken yet composed, her grief never turning into complaint against Allah. So what's striking is that their strength wasn't merely emotional, it was theological. It was rooted in lived Tawheed. They embodied truly the Quran's reality of la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. So how as a woman can I take lessons and do and embody that and become manifestations and a role model, they take them as role models? What inspired such unwavering resilience? The Quran reminds us very beautifully, وَآتَاكُم مِّن كُلِّ مَا سَأَلْتُمُوهُ, in Surah Al-Ibrahim, ayah number 34. And Allah gave you from all what you asked Him for. Ma sa'altumuhu is the operative word here. This means their station, their ability to stand as light bearers was not accidental. It was a tawfiq, a maqam gifted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in proportion to their spiritual status. This, my dear sisters, is where I want to draw our true inspiration from. It was their spiritual status which gave them a tawfiq for this maqam of that they manifested of martyrdom, the maqam of what they showed in Karbala. And this is not exclusive to them. The Quran says it in Surah Yusuf in verse 7. لَقَدْ كَانَ فِي يُوسُفَ أَخْوَةً آيَاتٍ لِلصَّالِحِينَ. And certainly in the story of Yusuf and his brothers are signs. What are the signs? The Salihin, they're signs for the ones who ask. And here is where I want to draw the bridge and the connection. Remember, I'm going step by step, and that is that Allah gives whatever you truly want. However, He's asking you to be a sahil, the one who asks. And so we all want to be follow in the footsteps of Sayyida Zainab. If you are sincere sahil, a seeker, you too can access this light. But here's the challenge. So there's this challenge is that sometimes we think the person that we are is the person who we think we are. But that might not be the real you. And sometimes we show others a person that we think we show to others who we show we are, but it might not be the real you. We have these selves that we get trapped in, the egoic self that we think we are, and the world sees us with the self that we show. And the true self is often veiled even from us. Why am I bringing this point? The journey is not to become something new. The journey is to uncover who you really are, your soul, your essence, your fitra. And the more we are able to find ourselves through Tazkiyyah, the more we can come to see what our soul is asking for. As the beautiful ladies of Karbala, they truly, not the ones who they thought they were, the egoic selves, not the one who they showed, but their true soul, their true self was truly yearning for this tawfiq that Allah manifested in their characteristics through Karbala. And so the more we come to see what our soul is asking for and what Allah is already giving in response. Like Amir al-Mu'mineen says, Man arafa nafsa faqad arafa rabba. The more you get to know your true self, who truly you are, and that's going to be the topic for the preceding talks as well. Am I, do I think that I want to be like Lady Zainab Salam alaiha, or am I truly, my soul yearns to follow in her footsteps? It will manifest in my actions. And so Allah gives according to our true nature, the true you, not the one who we think we are. And when you truly know who you are, you begin to witness what Allah's will is for you, moment to moment. Because Allah is out of His adl, He's Ya Mujib. He gives to what you truly are. And at every moment your soul is asking, that's our default state. In Surah Al-Rahman, it says, يَسْأَلُ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ كُلَّ يَوْمٍ هُوَ فِي شَأْنٍ. In every moment, samawat wal whatever it encompasses and whoever's in it, is in a constant state of asking. But who is the true asker? Not the one who we think we are, the one who we show to people, but the real you. And that's the real you who Allah is giving out of His other. And so it brings us to a very important understanding. The people who we see are being oppressed, in Shahada, is not the ones who they think that they are in their giving Shahada. It's their true soul yearns Shahada. And that's God's Qadr. So you may now know what you are asking. Because the ego is loud, but the soul is subtle. When we purify the hearts, this is the key, ladies, we begin to recognize what our soul is actually yearning. So it's not egoically thinking, I want to follow in the footsteps of Sayyida Zainab. The journey starts from Marifat al-Nafs, knowing yourself. We make choices aligned with that yearning. If we get to know ourselves, we will make choices in our careers according to it, and we'll truly serve ourselves a purpose because that's who we truly are in marriage, in motherhood, in worship. And so you might ask, well, how is this true me designed and formed? It's the time of conception, the 9 months in the mother's womb, the 2 years of gestation, and then your upbringing, the 0 to 3, 7 to 14, and then finally at 14, we use our free will. But there's been so much of conditioning in this 14 years where your soul has been already formed, your nature, and it's the nature which asks. So we need to unravel and unveil in these nights, what is my nature? I say I want to be in the footsteps of Sayyida Zainab, Sayyida Kulthum, but in my actions, in my character, I'm very separate, I'm apart. I don't show that courage. So who is my true self is the journey. And we no longer chase what was never meant for us if we truly understand this concept. Surah Al-Ghafir, Surah number 40, ayat number 16 mentions and extends this concept. وَقَالَ رَبُّكُمْ Ud'uni astajib lakum. Dua, what is the fabric of dua? It's that inner destitution, that soul which is in constant need and asking al-mujib, the mustajab dua, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what are the prerequisites? The prerequisites is to get to know yourself and to ask Allah and Allah alone. And your Lord says, call upon me, I will respond. But who is the caller? The real you. He does respond, but to the true you, not the conditional self. So the journey is from Tazkiyyah to Tajjali. So how do we reach what the women of Karbala manifested? The path is Tazkiyyah, refining, finding the real you through a process in Islam called spiritual wayfaring. And that's what Imam Hussain led. And that's what his mission was, that I hope to see, to remove the veils of heedlessness so that you can find your true self, the real you, and then go towards the path of purification and refinement. And so the journey is from refinement and getting your true self and to know yourself, and then to witness Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is so near to us. In Surah Al-Fussilat, Surah number 41, ayah number 53, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala very beautifully explains it. that we will show you sanuriyum ayatin fi afaq wa fi anfusihim hatta yatabayyana lahum annahu al-haq. When you go to this journey of knowing your true self, finding your true intent, refining, finding and unveiling the true self, which is through marifat and nafs, knowing yourself, we truly are able to unveil and know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah is one who is transcendent. He is manifesting himself moment to moment. And it's through the heart's eyes that we can truly witness him. That is where certitude is and found. It's in our souls. And so the journey is to know ourselves and refine ourselves that we can reach this level of certitude where I don't have to act and tell my heart, you need to be patient. Patience flows because now you're just a mirror manifesting and displaying Allah's attributes of the sabur, of shakur, of wisdom, of mercy. So the journey is from Tazkiyyah to Tajjali to be able to witness where the word says, حتى يتبين لهم أنه الحق. Now, all what I've said, it might sound very theological, it might sound very, but I'm going to bring this all into a practical understanding that unveiling where Allah's might, mercy, wisdom are seen in our beings, where our heart says that I know my Lord is the friend who never leaves. The heart has to witness this. And for that, the journey starts with first to get to know yourself through marifat al-nafs, through refinement of tawheed. The tajalli is not possible without tazkiyah. Tazkiyah means to cleanse the heart, to examine your intentions, to let go of the imagined ownership, my children, my house, and the eyes in the minds. When the Quran, Allah says, we are drowned in the worldly life of this world, but we are veiled from the akhirah. Akhirah is a function of the soul. We will in the hereafter see nothing but our intents manifested in our actions. We are our actions. And so to witness our intents is the journey of Tazkiyyah and dissolve the veils of the ego. The foundation of Tazkiyyah is to live by the words, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Yes, my ladies, this is the work in every challenge in your life to be able to say, nothing belongs to me, not my children, not our name, not our wealth, not our honor. And they didn't only live that, but they truly embodied this tawheed. That's the call of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. That's what Imam Hussain is calling every individual to you and me as a woman who we can manifest, because they were truly an embodiment and a manifestation of Inna Lillah wa Inna Ilaihi Raji'un. When we return all things back to Him, even our suffering, we grow in tawheed. That is when the unveiling begins. That's when Allah longs to reveal Himself through your being, through fortitude, certitude, and unshakable faith manifests itself from your heart. The work is to go and see your intent. Why did I do what I did? And why am I stuck in my disappointments? All disappointments should be traced back to Inna Lillah wa Inna Ilaihi Raji'un. That's what we saw in Sayyidah Zainab and Kulthum and Lady Ruba. But where does the journey begin? It begins in destitution, not weakness, but spiritual surrender. Allah described in Surah Yunus that there was a group of people sailing on a boat, and then they had calm waves, and then a storm came, and they went into a state of complete inner hopelessness and destitution. When they're bored, فَلَمَّا رَكُبُوا فِي الْفُلْكِ دَعَوُا اللَّهَ مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ. Surah Yusuf, Surah number 10, ayah number 22. In that moment, facing the storm, all illusions drop. This is the key. This is the magic. So instead of feeling bad and sad for yourself that you're in a state of helplessness, that's when you can truly break away from the illusions and hold on to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and say, Allah, there is no Shafi other than you. There is no strength other than you. Inna quwwata lillah jamia. And that's when the heart breaks through, the ego breaks open, and Tawheed can truly sow your seed through challenges in life. They became real and they became mukhlisin, pure converts. Some returned back to their ways, if you read the ayah preceding, and some truly started the journey in Tawheed. That's the place where the true asking begins, the place of inner destitution that we all have gone through in our lives, that inner helplessness, where we feel that there is no one other than Him and alone. That's when we can truly do our inner work. So let our grief break the egos. Let it take us into real destitution, that sincere state where all we have is Ya Allah. It is only you and you alone who can truly enable me, let me embody Inna Lillah wa Inna Ilayhi Raji'un. Not going from a place of despondency and despair, but from a place of Tawheed and complete inner certitude and fortitude. Because nothing belongs to us, but indeed I belong to you. And it's moments of challenges which truly enable and help us grow in Tazkiyyah. And as we are tested, let us remember this is where we purify. And what awaits through that process is called Tajjali. Allah even swears by it in Surah Al-Buruj, وَشَاهِدًا وَمَشْهُودًا, by the witness and the witness and the witness. He is the witness of our striving, but he also wants to be witnessed by you. And that is the purpose of our soul. He is, so as this sacred night pass, don't just mourn, witness. Let your heart open, let your soul fall, let your veils fall, and Allah, so that Allah can truly show you He Himself and His names and attributes shine onto your heart. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen wa sallallahu ala Muhammad wa alihi at-tahirin. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Inshallah, I look forward to seeing you in the next podcast, in which we will go in deeper to be able to understand how Sayyida Zainab gazed through all the difficulties that she went through, but through the lens of Tawheed, and she saw nothing but Allah's Jamali attributes. May Karbala awaken the soul within you. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم.